not
Whose
paying
liquor is
attention.
it?
It's my liquor.
Does he have any authority in this building?
No,
I got more authority than what you think, boy. I'm your dad.
I don't care. The debt's in my name, and I got to do what's best for my child. And you can either help or you can get the
You're
out.
telling me I gotta leave?
Yes.
Damn, you and him.
From a bar that had naked performers to a bar that was managed by a prison guard, this video is about to get interesting. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Film Insight channel. Today we're gonna cover some bars featured in the 6th season of Bar Rescue and review how they're doing now. So, sit back, relax, and without further ado, let's get straight into the content, guys. We're starting things off with a bar in Tennessee which was handed down to an inexperienced son by his bankrupt parents. In the first episode of Season 6, Taffer comes across a couple who might just be the worst parents of the century. Cody Cochran from Arlington, Tennessee was days away from becoming a father when his dreams were suddenly shattered by his parents. They decided it was a good idea to dump their failure on his shoulders, aka give him the Game Time Sports Bar and Grill. Brian and Teresa Cochran, his parents, bought the place back in 2008 and it did relatively well. In the beginning, the bar made about $3,000 to $5,000 every month. At the time, Cody, who was struggling to become an air traffic controller, was oblivious as to what was coming his way. In order to avoid bankruptcy, his parents threw the responsibility of running their failing bar over to their son. Sadly, Cody was not only burdened with the obligation of taking over the business, but he had to clear a debt worth $250,000. That's honestly not fair. Anyway, in order to help the place, Taffer calls upon expert mixologist Lisa Marie Joyce and expert chef Vic Vegas to recon the bar. When Taffer takes a look at the kitchen, this is what he finds.
I'm missing half these goddamn orders.
There he goes, touching raw chicken.
Got this slimy all over my hands, guys.
And we move on to containers.
It's just too much coming apart, coming up missing. You hear me?
There's no gloves anywhere.
Okay, now that's really disgusting. Someone could get sick eating stuff like that. So anyway, Taffer also gets 3 local women to spy on the bar. Once the ladies order their drinks, this is how the bartender responds.
What you got?
May I get an old-fashioned, please?
Old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned.
What kind of place you think this is?
I'm a whiskey person.
You're lying. Nobody is a whiskey person.
She's been at the bar for a minute. He told her she's a liar and she has terrible taste in spirits.
Well, that's exactly how not to treat your customers. That's when Brian steps in and asks the ladies for their IDs, which is actually the bartender's job. Teresa spots Brian warming up to the women and tries to interject, and this leads to an ugly scene at the bar.
Can I check your ID? Because apparently I got a bartender who don't know what the he's doing.
Hi, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Can I borrow
Stop.
you for just a minute? He's the
No.
bartender. Let him.
So apparently he's not doing his job.
Okay, well, let me check him.
No,
Okay.
I mean, I got it.
Let's go back.
No.
Yes. Now.
She showed me a valid ID.
Excuse me.
You feel that vibe?
While the son struggles to make ends meet, the father is seen handing out shots to the ladies for free. Teresa tries to intervene yet again, and this sparks another outburst from Brian. Take a look at his reaction.
You are coming with me now.
I'll be back. I'll be
Yeah.
back in a minute.
Look what you're doing.
I don't care.
I
All
do
I'm
care.
doing is having shots tonight.
Look at how he talks to her.
I had a long day at work.
Don't need to do this.
Don't touch me
goddammit.
again.
You got me this close to knocking your ass out. You're making a fool of me, and you're making a fool of your goddamn self, and you're making a fool of your son.
Can we just shut up and help?
Ain't nobody talking to you.
Nobody's talking to you.
At this point, Taffer just had to step in. When Taffer tries to confront a visibly upset Brian, this is what he does.
Well, I watched a pretty big ass tonight.
I'm an ass.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's in debt and you're drinking this place away. Whose liquor is it?
It's my liquor.
Does he have any authority in this building?
No,
I got more authority than what you think, boy. I'm your dad.
I don't care. The debt's in my name, and I got to do what's best for my child. And you can either help or you can get the
You're
out.
telling me I gotta leave?
Yes.
Damn, you and him. My goddamn
Relax.
son is right there telling me I gotta leave.
Clearly, he had reached his breaking point. The following day, when Taffer calls for a meeting, he's shocked by some of the information that the staff shares.
How much debt is there here?
About 250,000.
And whose name is that debt in?
Mine.
And what's happening in 6 weeks?
I'm expecting my first baby.
So your grandchild's gonna be born in this world, and you're sitting there drinking his booze?
Later, when expert mixologist Joyce inspects the bar, this is what she finds.
When I walked behind the bar, the first thing, of course, is their cooler doesn't even work. And that's the beer cooler that holds their top-selling beers. All you're getting is like straight foam.
What is the temperature of these?
Oh, you ready?
This is
65.
65 degrees.
Now that explains where all the money was going. And the kitchen was a mess too. Take a look at it for yourselves.
So this is your cutting board. Look at this filth. Do you want to eat off that? If the health department walked in here, they would shut you down. This is completely illegal. All the food in this freezer is ripped open and just sitting here. Is this legal?
No.
Sitting in a freezer, okay. So I want you to watch your money. This is your money.
To teach the owners a lesson, Joyce comes up with a brilliant plan. Take a look at how she schooled Brian.
Memphis Blue is a cocktail that you guys kind of named yourselves. So I want you guys to make that cocktail. But there's a twist. If you're going to make the cocktail tied together, then I am going to need you all to take on the role of old Brian. And I want you to cause as much as a ruckus on that side of the bar as he did last night, okay?
This is taking way too long to make this drink.
Why aren't you fired yet?
Get it together.
Hey, that's not enough. That's a weak shake. Come on, what? You're a man, right?
Well, it looks like the plan was a success since by the end of things, Brian was remorseful for his actions. When the doors were thrown open for the stress test, this is what happened next.
Last night, Brian was so disruptive, I didn't get a chance to really address operations, the bar, or the kitchen. During stress test tonight, I want to see Brian be sober and contributing behind the bar.
You want salt on the margarita?
I want to see Teresa expediting the kitchen so it's smooth.
They hand you food, you just fly it out.
I can do that.
I want to see good ticket times, and most of all, I want to see Cody step up and be a leader.
While things were rocky in the front of the house, the kitchen too began to lag. Finally, when the food arrives 30 minutes later, this is how it turned out to be.
So you got your food?
It's the wrong food.
It's the wrong food. What did you order?
It's supposed to be a chicken and a burger, and this is burger and a burger. My silverware has just a knife in it and not like a fork.
This is one of the worst stress test failures we've ever had. I can't even get a fork to a table. We can't get drinks to a table.
Imagine waiting forever to get some food and realizing that what you got wasn't even what you ordered. That must be so frustrating. Meanwhile, food contamination was at its all-time high in the kitchen. Take a look at this.
I can tell you right now, this is raw. Put a little more fire on that. Actually, make a new one.
What's wrong with me right now? I can't think straight.
Has there been any raw chicken that's gone out?
Prevented two.
So you caught two. We send any raw chicken out of this kitchen, I'm telling you guys now, I'm gonna go frickin' nuts. You hear me?
Taffer was clearly pissed, and this is what he ended up saying.
Look at where Dave is putting his cracked eggshells. You're dropping eggshells on the counter. It's gonna run down the side of the wall. I don't even know where raw and where cooked product is, for Christ's sakes. Clean this kitchen. Throw that food away. Nobody eats this.
Upon hearing all this, David, the cook, dashes out of the kitchen, and the customers started to leave as well. Taffer calls for a meeting, and despite deeming the test to be a complete failure, this is what he said.
Listen, you guys work your asses off tonight, and we don't have success to show for it. So here's what you guys got to do. Get some rest tonight. Because tomorrow we come with open eyes, open ears. We work all day long to make this right.
When it was finally time for the renovations, Taffer decides to keep the sports bar theme. With the bar eventually being fixed, it was now time to mend some relationships, and this is how that went.
He's scared to open up to you because when he does, he feels he gets hurt. What do you think about this, Teresa?
Oh, I wish they would have the relationship they had 4 or 5 years ago.
So they were doing great until the financial pressures hit.
Yes.
So does he not deserve your 100% commitment to his success?
Definitely.
Did he have it?
No. I'll be a better father for him and make sure and give him all the support he needs. I love it.
I think he genuinely feels bad.
I do too, and that he has my back.
The bar was renamed to the Legacy Bar and Grill to remind the family of their commitments. Since the city wouldn't allow them to put words on the window, Taffer comes up with a brilliant plan. Check this out.
In a strip center like this, they don't let us put words on the windows. So that's a real problem, and I had to figure out a solution. So here's what we did. Show him, guys.
Now that's the reason why Taffer deserves the title of bar scientist. Take a look at some of the improvements he made on the inside.
So I built that custom railing. That's now a seating area, isn't it? I redesigned this so you can access it a lot easier. We got you 2 workstations, Remember your ice bin didn't have any plumbing? All these beer coolers are perfect to temperature. Your walk-in is perfect back there, buddy. You can hold your food properly.
Doesn't that look amazing? Additionally, they received a lifetime subscription to Bartender and ServSafe for kitchen training, bistro-style uniforms for the staff, and a special chef's jacket for David the cook. Take a look at his reaction.
Hey, David, talk to me. What's wrong? Talk to me.
David was extremely overwhelmed. I don't think anybody's ever done anything so nice to him as to give him a jacket with his own name on it.
You're emotional. What's wrong?
Please make a minute.
It's mind-blowing, it really is. I mean, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm nervous. I don't want to mess anything up.
6 weeks later, food and beverage sales went up by 20%, and the family seemed to be working together as a unit. Things were going great until the recent virus hit. The bar was ordered to close down for 14 days in December for breaking local health directives. Due to the unexpected delay in resuming work, in addition to mounting bills, the Legacy Bar and Grill closed down in January of 2021. While the Legacy Bar and Grill did end up closing down, Taffer still managed to rescue the family from falling apart. But this next bar was run by an irresponsible owner who resorted to naked performers and fire blowers, yet found himself $150,000 in debt. We're talking about Selman Markovic, the owner and proprietor of Copper Rocket Pub. He purchased the well-known tavern in 2015. The bar had been around for 2 long decades and had a sizable following. However, the only issue was that Markovic lacked experience to run the business. After exhausting all of his borrowing options, he decided to reach out to Taffer for some guidance. Taffer, yet again, calls Vic Vegas and Lisa Marie Joyce to help rescue the bar. When a local DJ who was sent in as a spy orders his drink, this is what happens.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about
Good.
yourself? I'd like a light beer. There you go.
I'm waiting.
No.
Patiently.
What is that? It has a weird aftertaste. I didn't like the beer. It was warm, sour, it was skunk. It was pretty bad.
After receiving a horrible drink, the DJ orders a Philly cheesesteak and some pretzels, and you won't believe what happens next.
Hello, can I order food, please?
Yes, absolutely.
Let me have the Philly cheesesteak and pretzel bites.
I got you.
Okay.
Hey, Rachel.
Yes, sir.
Explain to me why we have an order with items that don't exist on the menu anymore.
I was not informed that it did not exist on the menu.
Really? Take a look at the menu. The printed menu and tell me what the is on there.
We are out of the pretzel bites and Philly cheesesteak.
Okay. That's what I wanted.
He finally settles for onion rings and chicken tenders, and just as the DJ took his first bite, this is what he does.
You have onion rings?
I do have onion rings.
Chicken tenders?
We have chicken
You
tenders.
guys said, okay, I'll have that. All right.
All right.
Here we go. We won't be eating tonight. I ordered 2 items, they didn't have them, and the food that I did order wasn't done. It wasn't good at all.
That must have been extremely disgusting. Meanwhile, take a look at some of the other crazy things that were going on in the bar.
The guy blowing fire in the parking lot. What the hell is this place?
Oh my God, what
Is she naked?
I've never been to a bar like this before in my life.
While the staff was struggling to complete their orders, this is what Markovic was up to.
Are all of our buckets gone? Sure, of course they are. God, we're a disaster right now. Jess isn't coming.
I could have told you that.
I mean, we're completely short-staffed.
Look at that wonderful attitude.
No? Who the told you that?
You did.
No. God, really, dude? What's wrong with you?
As long as his attitude is like this, he'll never make money. Look at his attitude towards his staff.
When I came in today, you're like, nice boobs, nice butter.
No.
Yeah.
No, I said you look like you should probably go home and change.
Taffer pointed out to Markovic that he had to act more responsibly, and this is how he reacted.
The reason the staff, my entire staff isn't here, is not.
You're full of
These problems are not on me.
You're blaming your failure on other people rather than yourself. That's not gonna fly with me. This is real. Either you get that and play straight and real with me, or this is not gonna work and I will let you fail.
The following day, Taffer is taken aback by some of the things the staff revealed to him.
So I walked in last night, I saw him being really negative. Are you surprised?
Not at all.
How often does that happen?
Pretty often.
Do you think it affects the business?
It sure does.
So do people sometimes dislike him?
Yes, often.
And you're not disagreeing with it?
I have to try and wear less hats and try not to spread myself so thin and get myself so frustrated.
And he has an excuse for everything, doesn't he? Do you know what you're doing?
It's a theory.
What does that mean?
That's bull.
To make things easier for the staff, Taffer decides to keep only 2 simple cocktails for the stress test. But Markovic was not pleased with this decision. Despite having made things simpler, the stress test turned out to be unsuccessful. And instead of owning up to his mistakes, Markovic resorts to making excuses. When asked to back down, this is how he reacted.
We had our tables assigned for anyone that was sitting at the bar, but everyone else that was just hovering can't be assigned to a seat and can't be assigned to a bar.
Were there people in seats that didn't get food because we didn't know where it was going?
Yes, sir.
So what the hell is he talking about?
This was an incredible failure tonight. I mean, we sell beer, for Christ's sakes. There isn't a workstation behind this bar.
But you're talking about the setup that we did for this stress test with these 2 new drinks versus us pouring drafts, pouring bottles, or doing anything that we normally do.
So you got excuses for that, too?
No, it's not an excuse.
Really
it's the truth, man.
You don't give a about the systems. You don't care that they were embarrassed, does he?
You want me to engage into, I don't give a I don't try and fix things. I don't care about that kitchen. No, John, look at me now.
I am looking at you.
Clearly, Markovic isn't someone who can take criticism very well. Once things got too out of hand, his employees pitched in to defuse the situation. Taffer decided to take another route with this rescue. He ditches the aggressive approach and sits down to have a calm and composed chat with Markovic. He was hoping to help him deal with his issues. Fast forward to the day of the relaunch and take a look at some of the modifications that were made.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
Someone look. It's a rocket table.
Oh, you guys wanted me to cry. I'm gonna cry.
We got 2 pool tables. Wow. It's so classy and elegant.
One of the best additions to the bar, worthy of mention anyway, is this.
Hey guys, they added a little something.
Since 1995.
Oh, yeah, man.
6 weeks later, sales had increased by 5%. However, Markovic decided to sell the bar shortly after. As of today, the bar is still open and has favorable reviews. While the Copper Rocket is still up and running thanks to a change in ownership, this next bar in Tucson, Arizona was mismanaged by 2 brothers, one of whom is a lawyer and the other a prison guard. Ramiro Flores, a local lawyer, bought the well-known bar The Original Hideout that was first established in 1952. He invested over $300,000 into the pub, but sadly due to his inexperience, he was losing over $6 grand a month. Flores had hired his brother, Raul Ramirez, an ex-prison guard, as the manager. Flores was only the owner on paper, while Ramirez held on to the reins. Taffer calls Anthony Lamas, a talented chef, and Jacob Forth, a talented mixologist, to recon the bar. While watching the CCTV footage from the SUV, the 3 experts were left feeling shocked. Check this out.
Is that chicken on the trash can? I think he has chicken just sitting on the trash can. Wow. That's your dish sink. And she's rinsing the chicken.
Okay, now let's see what she does with her hands after this. It's dripping right on the table.
That's simply disgusting. If that wasn't enough, take a look at the fryer.
Now that wet chicken is going in the fryer.
Yeah, and wait till you see this fryer. Look at this foam or froth. Look at that. Look at the foam.
Oh my God.
Looking at the unsanitary practices, this is what Taffer had to say about the owners.
His kitchen is disgusting. His cooks are cross-contaminating everything. And Raul, who's supposed to be running this bar, doesn't care. And Ramiro is standing watching the entire thing, and he doesn't notice either.
Before the contaminated food left the kitchen, Taffer decided to barge in. And the first person he decides to confront is Ramirez. Take a look at how Taffer grills the brother.
How much money you got in this place?
About 300,000.
300,000. How much money does he have in it?
None.
So your brother doesn't respect your money, or he's an idiot. Look at that oil. Can any of this be right with that oil? No. So all of it is frickin' wrong.
That's disrespectful, man.
That statement from Taffer surely hit hard. Just look at everyone's expression. However, Ramirez wasn't ready to bow down so easily. This led to a heated exchange with Taffer.
I don't have no help. I'm trying with these people. These people are making minimum wage and they're making more money than I am in this place. This place is grinding me to the bone. This job is grinding me to the bone. Listen, this they're doing, throwing at me. This is really disrespectful. I understand you're here to help, and I understand we're up, but that's really disrespectful, sir.
Once Taffer leaves, the tense environment continues behind the scenes between the two brothers. When Flores tries to justify why they needed Taffer's help, Ramirez storms out of the kitchen. The following day, while Flores arrives on time, Ramirez is missing. Taffer goes ahead with the staff meeting where everything boils down to one person, Lisa the cook. Take a look at what the sister of the owners and bartender Gloria had to say.
Gloria, what do you think about all this? Now, these are your brothers. You love them both. I know that.
I kind of think that 60% of Raul's stress is that kitchen. It's basically everybody doing what they want in the kitchen. The kitchen's always a mess, and that's, you know, him having to do all the runs, having to order, having to deal with the bartenders, you know, and we've talked about it a lot of times. Like, why do we have her here? You know, she's the problem. Why can't we fix it? Somehow or another, she's just still here, you know.
Taffer finally has a better understanding of the situation. Ramirez never wanted Lisa in the kitchen, but Flores brought her back despite his brother's disapproval. Looks like Ramirez had better judgment after all. By now, everyone knew who was responsible for the place's downfall, and Taffer urges Flores to make the final call. Later, while Taffer asks Flores to make amends with his brother, his team of experts get busy with training the staff. Flores decides to step into Ramirez's shoes when he refuses to return, and as expected, the stress test is deemed a failure. 36 hours later, after a complete makeover, this is how the bar looked like.
That's really nice. I like it.
I love the sign.
Look at the steel thing there. The bottles. Oh, this is beautiful.
At the relaunch, while Gloria and Flores stepped up and took full control of the bar, the customers loved the new specialty drinks and the decor. 6 weeks later, sales had increased by 25% and Ramirez had returned to being a manager. As of today, the original hideout is up and running with reviews that are positive. With that, we've sadly come to the end of the video. Do you remember any other bars that were memorable from Season 6? Let us know in the comments section down below. Thanks for watching, guys!